Hi, this is Kathy Weymouth from Tune the Temple, and we're in a video series called Personal Growth Strategy, and this is video 3. If you haven't watched video 1 and 2 yet, I suggest you go back because I'm definitely building this curriculum a week at a time based on what I've already said in previous videos. So let's do a really quick review. I talked in video 1 about how we want to look at some things when we're talking about a personal growth strategy, how to change something in your life, how to transform an area or set a goal or create a new habit. We want to look at your personality, what works best for you. We want to look at where you're starting from and where you want to end up, what is your outcome. And we also looked at how helpful it could be to create a journey plan, like a GPS for your transformation. That was video 1. And then in video 2, we got into a little bit more details about how to create SMART goals, goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. And so I went into quite a detail about that. I also looked in video 2 about something very specific about your personality. Are you a starter or are you a finisher? And I talked about some suggestions for you based on which one you are. Okay, that'll really help you. So go back and look at that again if you need to. And then we spent some time building a journey timeline where I suggest that you have a written down description of your starting point and then where you want to end up. And then not only that, but breaking it down into sub goals, like what's your first milestone that you want to reach? It's not all the way to the end outcome, but it's a manageable first part. And so I suggested 3 sub goals. You can make it any number you want. And then I asked you to actually create some mini goals or action steps that you wanted to take in order to be able to reach each of these smaller goals that will get you eventually to your destination. Okay, so today I want to brainstorm a couple other things. I want to go a little bit more into about your journey timeline. First of all, I want to ask, how did that feel? Like, does it feel better to break your journey up into 3 or more parts where you actually can just focus on one sub goal at a time and make some progress and see that things are actually improving? Did that help you? And then did you come up with some action steps, things that you're actually going to do? I want to remind you, knowledge does not change your life. It's the knowledge combined with the action, the things that you're doing differently that's going to actually help you transform an area where you want to grow. Okay, so did you come up with some action steps? And have you started those? I hope that things are underway, that you're actually doing something differently. You're making a plan and you're moving forward. So yeah, it really helps to look at your outcome, where you want to end up, and engineer backwards to how you're going to actually get there in these smaller goal areas. I think that takes away the overwhelm. Okay, now I want to give you an example from my life. This winter, I want to exercise more. I've had problems with a foot for a number of years, and I was like, I just want to exercise more. Okay, that is not a good enough goal. I mean, it's a great goal, but just to say it that way, I want to exercise more, that's not going to get me. So what I've decided is I'm going to, on a couple of days of the week, when I don't have as busy of a morning, I actually chose a destination in the woods, a stone wall that I want to walk to 2 days a week. And it's very specific. So it's on Wednesday and Thursday, and it's a stone wall that is further than where I usually walk my dog in the morning. So see how that's a specific goal. It's not just a dream, I want to exercise more. It's like making a plan and actually figuring out when I can do it. Okay, so this reminds me of something I learned from another teacher before. It really helps when you take your steps, your action steps, and you put them into your calendar. So what she recommended was look at your week on the weekend, sit down with your calendar, look at your week, and actually schedule in, make appointments with yourself where you want to apply your progress, your steps to make it towards your goal. So you build it into your calendar. I have I have a day timer I use, so I put it in there, but a lot of people use your phone. You can even put alerts on your phone to help you remember, okay, this is the time slot that I'm going to work on my project or my desire, my dream. I can even just reflect on it during this time. I can journal about it. I can actually work on it if it's a project type thing. So you put that right into your calendar. Okay, so that's what I did with the exercise. I want to exercise more. Okay, and then I wanted to give you some suggestions today on how to stay on your journey, some ideas. So number one, how to stay on your journey. Sometimes it helps to say this is not negotiable. Now, I tried to incorporate flossing my teeth on a daily basis a number of times. I feel like I failed like people who try to stop smoking. So many times I failed. I knew I should floss my teeth. I knew it would be healthy. I knew I needed to start doing it. And I started several times over several years. And then I finally was like, Kathy, this is not work. I even put a picture of my dental hygienist on my mirror to remind me to floss my teeth. That didn't work. Until I came to the point where, number one, I made it non-negotiable. I'm like, no, Kathy, you can't go to bed without flossing your teeth. It's just not allowed. So sometimes that helps. And if you have resistance to that, you're like, but I don't feel like it. I just don't feel like it. I still don't feel like flossing my teeth a lot of nights, but it's not negotiable. I want to give you an idea called the but statement. So in the but statement, so you're feeling like a goat, but I don't want to do it, but. But so here's what you do. You put how you feel in the beginning of the sentence. Like, I really don't feel like flossing my teeth. I just want to brush and go to bed. And then you put the but, and then you put the positive thing. But it would be really healthy for my gums to floss my teeth every day. So I don't feel like it, but it would be healthy for me. So incorporate non-negotiable ideas, incorporate but statements. Okay, and then the third thing I want to say on this topic is I'm going to talk a little bit about habits. You know, some of these things are habit forming. And what's delightful about a habit, once something becomes a habit, you don't have to make a decision. You don't have to think about it. It doesn't really require a lot of self-control or self-will or self-effort. It's more an automatic thing that you do. So you see a cue and it will just cause you to do it. So I'm going to bed, so I floss and I brush my teeth, right? So if you can get your growth thing to become an actual habit, it will require less effort in the future. It's going to require a lot of effort right now. So maybe make it a non-negotiable one. Okay, so those are my ideas on how to stay consistent. I want to remind you that repetition is the secret. Now, I tell my piano students, if you come to a hard part in your music, don't just play the song through once. Go to that hard section, repeat, even if it's only 2 or 4 measures. Repetition is the key to developing new habits, to creating change in your life for transformation. Okay, so those are my tips for today. Here are some things I want you to consider. Okay, number 1. So when you're engineering back from the outcome that you want, make sure you write down your steps into your calendar and block in the time. So I want to suggest that you do that this week. Number 2, ask yourself, how much do I desire this outcome? Like, am I willing to do this even when I don't feel like it because of the benefit that it's going to give me? Like the long-term positive results. How willing am I? Am I willing to do this even when I don't feel like it? Number 3, think back about when you developed a habit in the past. Have you actually successfully developed a new habit in the past? And what worked for you? What were the strategies that got you so that it did become a habit that didn't require a lot of thought and decision making? Number 4, what will help you be more consistent? What's going to help you and your personality be more consistent? Okay, answer that question for yourself. And then number 5, for next week, I want you to think about this question because I'm going to go into personalities next week. How do you handle expectations? And I'm going to explain why I'm asking you this question next week. How do you handle expectations? When you put an expectation on yourself, how do you handle that? Do you resist it? Do you embrace it? Is it easy? Is it hard? And then how do you handle expectations from other people? Is that easy for you? Is that hard? Do you rebel? Do you just do it? Think about this. How do you handle expectations? Okay, so this is Kathy Weymouth from Tune the Temple. This is video 3 in our series, Embracing Personal Transformation. No, personal growth strategy. Sorry, personal growth strategy. Bye.